Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're keeping safe and well. And hope you're having a fantastic and a smashing Monday. And look, we've got plenty to talk about on today's show. We're going to be talking about Pochettino and Conte, the sources that they're coming from. Are they reliable? Premier League bias towards certain teams. All of that on today's show. So without further ado, let's delve straight into it. Unless you've been living under a rock or don't own the app called Twitter, the last 24 hours have been absolute mayhem when it comes to Tottenham Hotspur news about Antonio Conte, Pochettino, a potential return from Pochettino at the end of the season to Spurs, and Conte potentially going to PSG. And this one's really confused me, if I'm being honest, because you're hearing that, the source that is coming from, i.e. Parisian, one of the most reliable in French, like the Fabrizio Romano of France. We're hearing that they're very reliable, they know what they're talking about, and, Antonio Conte could be going to PSG and it's a dream of his. Yet on the other hand, we're hearing Alistair Gold and Matt Law and reliable journalists from over here saying this is a load of old crap, don't believe it, Conte is happy at Spurs. And I don't know which one to believe. And as nice as a guy as Alistair Gold is, I will state this. Keep in mind, as much as all the news he gives you is reliable, keep in mind that he works for Tottenham Hotspur. Keep in mind that Tottenham control a lot of what he says. Keep that in mind, because we've heard lots of rumours from other sources that we haven't heard from Alistair Gold in years gone by when it comes to transfers and managers and whatever. And look, every time he has said something, Alistair Gold, it's been reliable. But keep in mind, he does work with and work for Tottenham Hotspur. And I'm not saying he's a liar. I don't have the inside knowledge about the Conte and Pochettino knowledge, but could there be a little factor where we're not being told the full truth about the situation with Conte and Pochettino? But then at the same time, Matt Law doesn't really have a connection to Tottenham or journalists such as Fabrizio Romano, and they're sort of stating that it's not so true. So I'm really not sure who to believe. I think we're going to have to wait, as painful as it might be, and see how this one pans out. But my opinions on it, I love Pochettino. I think all Spurs fans love Pochettino. The stuff he accomplished at this football club, everything he did. But it's moving backwards, and you should never do it, for me, in life in general, and especially not in football. We had that glorious time with Mauricio Pochettino. It was a phenomenal time. But don't move backwards for the sake of moving backwards, because we don't have any other options. Because I guarantee you, when he comes here with the squad and the players we've got right now, and Daniel Levy, potentially losing Antonio Conte, it will not be as good as the first time. Maybe it might be, but my opinion is that it's going to be nowhere near the first time, and if anything, a failure. And you should never move back, whether it's a football manager or an ex-girlfriend, or just... It's a difficult one, because there's part of me which thinks if Conte was to go at the end of the season uncontrollably, nothing to do with Levy, he just wanted that PSG job, so he literally walked out the door, regardless of backing from the honest. If that was to happen, I don't think Pochettino would be the right man to bring back, and he's the one we would bring straight in. But is it the right decision, or should we be looking for someone such as a Hasenhüttl or a more exciting manager to take off a smaller club? So look, we'll wait and see. But at this very moment, we need to stick with Conte. If this news is true, stick with Conte. Conte is the man, and we have to back him in for the summer. If we don't back him in the summer, and Antonio Conte walks off to PSG because we haven't backed him, that's when we can start ranting and raving and having a massive go at Levy. But I don't understand people going Levy out because Conte wants to go to PSG when he hasn't even had a chance to get to the summer yet. So if Conte does go after the season purely based on him wanting to join PSG and nothing to do with backing or Levy, I don't think Pochettino's the right man. And I think, okay, it's not really Daniel Levy or Enix's fault. It's purely Antonio Conte's ego, and he's gotten us into a much better place than we were months ago. As much as we all really badly want top four as Spurs fans, remember where we were last November. Remember where we were last year. We're almost guaranteed in either a fourth or fifth place finish. We're not going to finish lower than that. The last few seasons we finished 6th, 7th. So it is an improvement. No matter what you say, it is an improvement. And I just really hope this news isn't true coming from the Parisian, because I don't see Spurs being an attraction to anyone if Antonio Conte goes, because any manager will look at that team and they go, Kane and Son, but they are bottlers. They are bottlers, and people will look at that team and go, if Conte, if Jose, if Pochettino couldn't really succeed there, am I really going to be able to? Those are my honest thoughts on it, and it's going to be very tough to attract a top manager for years and years. But, you know, I love Conte. I think he's here. He's not here to be a project manager. He's not here to be a project manager at all. He's here to be here for a few years and bring success. But with this team, was really appointing Conte as fantastic as it is. And I'm not criticising Conte in any way, shape or form, because the position he's got in this Spurs team into a top 4 race, and what he's already done with this team and how good he is and the style of players, I'm not criticising Conte. But is this team ready for a Conte? Was it too early? As much as it would have been annoying appointing a Hasenhüttl or someone such as that, you know, and a free-flowing attacking manager such as Jurgen Klopp when he was first coming off, or a manager from another country who's not too well known, as frustrating as that would have been, I think we need more of a project manager at the minute. I really do. I think Conte's world class, but I just don't think it was the right time and the right fit for Spurs, if that makes sense. Like I say, I'm not criticising Conte, I'm not criticising the board for bringing him in, but I just don't think the time was right for Antonio Conte, and I really wouldn't be surprised to see him leave in the summer. But look, I think he will leave in the summer, as frustrating as that is. No matter how much back in he gets, I think he will go in the summer. And I think that won't be anything against Tottenham. I think it will be purely either for the PSG job or to settle down in the Caribbean, which he says he wants to do, or settle down someplace in Mexico, that's it, in the Gulf of Mexico. So look, we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that one. It's a frustrating one, but we've got to appreciate where Antonio Conte taken us, and let's not discuss this until the end of the season. Let this be, right? Because the only thing it's going to do is put off our players. We've got 5 games left with 2 points off our top 4 rivals who we play in 2 weeks' time. Let's just see where we end up with this one. Let's not speculate and go too far on it. I think we just need to see, and we need to back the boys and back Conte until the end of the season, and then he makes his decision. But look, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. The other thing I wanted to discuss, biased in football. I've always laughed off bias to the big teams. I've said, yeah, you know, it's understandable with COVID postponements because it's the more revenue coming in, as frustrating as it is. But I've always laughed off biased or not wanting the team to win and wanting another team to do well. But I can't come up with any other excuse for that Arsenal versus Manchester United game when VAR clearly looks at it, and I can't comprehend. It's got to be intentional with that handball. It's got to be intentional where I believe it was Cedric goes down, Sancho's due on goal. He falls over and pushes the ball back with his hand. Yet it's not given when the whole of VAR and the referee has a clear-cut sight of it. I don't understand that. I really don't understand that. There's none of this all, you know, it was a tough decision. It was a blatant decision. And I don't even understand, if you've got all these people with such good intelligence, it doesn't make sense to get that wrong. And at the end of the game, this could have been anything. But why in God's green earth did the referee wink at Mikel Arteta? I really am starting to question it. I've never been one for this. But why is the referee winking at Mikel Arteta at the end of the game? I'm not having any of this, he might have been blinking. You can clearly see he goes, winks at Arteta. I really don't. I think bias would be quick to say, but could there be a part of them that wants the media attention just to slam United? And the whole season it's sort of been like, when Spurs were fourth, it's like, yeah, you know, Tottenham could get top 4. And as soon as Arsenal start doing well, it's like, Arsenal's young guns going through it, Arsenal Champions League football, Arteta's boys. And we've never gotten that hype for no other reason. And it seems to me that the media and football in general wants Arsenal in the Champions League over Tottenham. I really believe that. But look, thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourselves. All the best. God bless. And as always, come on you Spurs. In Conte we trust. And please, Conte, stay at this club. ENIC out. Leave you out. In Conte we trust. Come on you Spurs.